Steam is once again going completely insane with discounts, horror classics, massive RPGs, legendary shooters, and even some games that are literally free right now. And this isn't random filler, these are games that are actually worth your time, especially at these prices. So today I'm breaking down another fresh list of the best Steam deals you should not ignore. Some of these are cult classics, some are hidden gems, and some are straight up steals, starting with SOMA, now 95% off. One of the most disturbing and thought-provoking horror games ever made. It's not about jump scares, but about atmosphere, existential dread, and questions that will stay with you long after the credits roll. If you enjoy deep story-driven horror, this is a must-play. The Walking Dead, the Telltale Definitive Series, down 90%. You get the complete story, every season, every episode, fully remastered, emotional choices, unforgettable characters, and one of the strongest narratives in gaming. If you somehow missed it, this bundle is insane value. Frostpunk is also 90% off, a brutal city survival strategy game where every decision has consequences. You're constantly choosing between morality and survival. Stressful, addictive, and incredibly atmospheric. Daymare 1998 at 90% off is a survival horror inspired by classic Resident Evil. Limited ammo, creepy environments, and slow, tense gameplay. Not perfect, but very atmospheric and great for old school horror fans. Never Again drops 94%, a psychological horror game dealing with trauma, fear, and paranoia. Heavy themes, disturbing imagery, and a strong focus on narrative. Definitely not for everyone, but memorable. Hazel Sky, now 90% off. A peaceful, story-driven adventure about engineering, creativity, and self-expression. Beautiful visuals, calm pacing, and a very relaxing atmosphere. Great contrast to all the horror on this list. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is 85% off. An amazing single-player experience with fantastic writing, music, and character chemistry. The combat is fun, but the story and dialogue are the real stars. Easily one of Marvel's best games. Lords of the Fallen 2014 is 95% off. A heavy methodical Souls-like with brutal combat and dark fantasy vibes. Slower than Dark Souls, but still challenging and satisfying, especially at this price. Tomb Raider Adventure down 77%. A great starting point for the modern Tomb Raider trilogy. Exploration, puzzles, climbing, and cinematic action all come together beautifully. And by the way, every Tomb Raider game currently has solid discounts, so it's the perfect time to grab the full series. Sniper Ghost Warrior franchise, now 90% off. Long distance sniping, realistic bullet physics, and tactical gameplay. If you enjoy patience, planning, and one-shot kills from extreme ranges, this franchise delivers. Sniper Elite Complete Pack drops 85%. You get the full Sniper Elite experience with iconic slow-motion X-ray kills, stealth gameplay, and World War settings. Huge amount of content in one bundle. Zombie Army Trilogy at 90% off is pure co-op fun. Over-the-top zombie shooting with ridiculous weapons and tons of enemies. Simple, chaotic, and very satisfying with friends. Zombie Army 4 Dead War is also 90% off. Bigger levels, smoother gunplay, more customization. If you like the trilogy, this is an easy upgrade. Alan Wake, now 90% off, is a classic psychological thriller. Dark Forest, mysterious story, and that iconic flashlight-based combat. Still incredibly atmospheric even today. Watch Dogs Legion, down 90%. A futuristic London where you can play as literally anyone. Hack drones, recruit new characters, and approach missions however you want. Not perfect, but great sandbox fun at this price. The Assassin's Creed bundle is 74% off, and there are two games you should really focus on. Assassin's Creed Origins, now 90% off, offers an amazing ancient Egypt open world and RPG style gameplay. And Assassin's Creed Valhalla, also 90% off, gives you massive Viking adventures, raids, and exploration. Both are huge games for very little money. Flatout Complete Pack at 80% off is pure arcade chaos. Crazy crashes, insane physics, and ridiculous stunts. Perfect if you miss old school racing fun. Amnesia Collection, now 81% off. Some of the most iconic horror games ever made. Dark corridors, sanity mechanics, and pure psychological terror. Horror fans, don't skip this. The Crew franchise drops 80%. Massive open world racing across the USA with cars, bikes, boats, and planes. If you enjoy cruising and exploring, there's a lot to love here. Darksiders Ultimate Edition at 80% off. Hack and slash combat mixed with puzzles and dungeon design inspired by Zelda. Stylish, fun, and very underrated. Dying Light Definitive 10th Anniversary Edition, now 80% off. Parkour, brutal melee combat, and massive zombie hordes. Still one of the best open world zombie games ever made, with tons of content included. Outlast Trinity Trinity, down 75%. 3 terrifying horror games in one bundle, no weapons, no fighting back, just running, hiding and surviving, absolutely intense. Resident Evil Remake Trilogy at 60% off, modern remakes of legendary survival horror games with incredible visuals and updated gameplay, a perfect mix of nostalgia and modern design. BioShock, the collection, now 80% off, 3 iconic story-driven shooters with unforgettable worlds and twists, one of the best bundles you can buy on Steam. And finally, Black Desert is 100% free right now, a massive MMORPG with beautiful visuals, deep combat, and tons of content. Just Ignore Them is also 100% free, a short indie horror experience worth checking out. And real quick, even though this one is not on Steam, I have to mention it. Right now, Hogwarts Legacy is 100% free on Epic Games Store. Yes, completely free. If you haven't played it yet, this is a massive open world RPG set in the Harry Potter universe with spell combat, exploration, quests, and a beautifully detailed Hogwarts. Normally this game is not cheap at all, so getting it for free is kind of insane. You can claim it on Epic Games until December 18th, so don't sleep on this one. Even if you're not a huge Harry Potter fan, it's absolutely worth grabbing. And that's it for today's list. If you found at least one game you're grabbing, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And if you want more videos covering the best Steam deals, free games, and hidden gems, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And also make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're already close to 2,000 subscribers, and it would honestly be amazing if we could hit that milestone before the new year.